intense. Wow. I mean, does it just make you so thrilled? Ladies and gentlemen, that was the introduction. That was the teaser for the Broadway touring production of Frozen. And I'm here with Collin Baja. It's Baja.
Baja.
That's it. Baja. Collin Baja, who you're going to come see the show and you probably wouldn't recognize him. You're not really going to see
You won't see my face
on
at
stage.
all. Yeah.
This is the actor that plays Sven. First of all, before we get into that, how long have you been touring with this group?
I've been one of the OGs. So I've been with this since we launched the tour in 2019. And then COVID happened and shut down the entire world and industry.
Right.
And then we relaunched the tour in 2021. So I've been doing it since the beginning.
Since the beginning. Originally, you are from Northern Michigan, up in the Traverse City area, correct? And when was the last time you were up there? Didn't they you toured up there recently?
We went to Grand Rapids, which was nice because it's close enough.
Yeah.
So last summer in Grand Rapids, I was able to take my days off and go up and see family.
Did anybody from the town come and see you?
Oh, yeah. My mom had a bus, I think, of 71 people or something.
Is that right?
Come down. Yeah. And then I had friends and cousins, and it was nice.
That's amazing. So you graduated from Juilliard with a BFA in dance,
I did.
Correct? How did that training in college, how did that prepare you for the role of Sven?
Well, so Sven, being the reindeer, is brought to life on stage 8 times a week by 2 actors. There's only one of us in the puppet at a time, but it is a beautifully designed puppet by Michael Curry, who you're familiar with probably with Lion King puppets.
Yeah.
And my colleague Dan Plehall does 4 shows per week, and I do 4 per week because it's so physically challenging.
And here you are right here. There's the
so
you're fully in that thing.
4 stilts in a plank position in a 50 to 55 pound puppet, controlling its eyes and ears and galloping and all of the things, physically storytelling. And so to answer your question, a dance background, it was something, or a circus background was something that they discovered as they were discovering and figuring out how to bring Sven onto stage 8 times a week. And they found that they needed actors who either had a history of physical awareness and ability like a dancer or circus. So Dan has more of kind of a circus and acro background. I have more of a specific concert dance background with Juilliard. And that has kind of served us both because we have a real diligence, a work ethic, and an awareness of our bodies because we are in this unique challenge of just physically storytelling as opposed to using our voice and using our face, using all that.
It is all physical. And I mean, I got to imagine, I don't know who your personal chiropractor is, but I mean, what do you do to prepare for this? Like before and after, I can imagine there's got to be a routine there.
Yes, for sure. Well, we have a really beautifully magical physical therapist that travels with us full time for the whole cast and crew, everyone to utilize. We do get priority as Svens, and so I'm in physical therapy 3 times a week as just basic maintenance and recovery.
Sure.
But also with our backgrounds and the requirements of this role, we do a diligent warm up, we do cool downs, we are in the gym, we are getting enough sleep, we're taking care of ourselves in the way that we know to do in order to show up and be able to do this and sustain it.
Now you are, because you're in this full puppet, you're not seen on stage at all, even during the curtain call.
Yeah,
you come out as
it's
Sven.
too elaborate it's too many pieces. It's too elaborate to actually take off a piece in order to come bow and showing us. And plus, that kind of kills the illusion and the escapism of it, because people are still, no matter how much you explain it or how many interviews you do, people when they see it are convinced there's 2 or 3 people in that puppet at a time.
Right.
How's it done? That's part of the Disney magic.
A lot of actors wouldn't like that. A lot of actors be like, no, I want to be seen. I want to. So that obviously doesn't affect you. That has no effect on you just to say, I'm fully immersed in this character.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the ego,
right? Yeah.
Everyone that's a very natural part of the human experience is the ego. But when you sign on for a role like this, you know what you're walking into. So if you are auditioning and or engaging with the process of possibly booking a role like this, you, I hope, have already had a conversation with yourself around your ego and your needs about being seen and validated in that kind of way, as opposed to doing the work and enjoying the work and letting the work be validated.
And obviously, since you've been doing this since 2019, you obviously love the work.
I love the work. I love performing. I love this group that I'm traveling with. I love that it came to me at a perfect time in my life to kind of sample other cities and explore. And I've got my pup on the road with me, and it's been a really joyous time. It is and was a new challenge for me as well to do strictly a basically puppeteering role.
Sure.
Neither Dan nor I had ever done something like this before. So it's been fun to do that and maintain it.
You've been traveling around the North America. Is there a town that you've found that you're like, man, this is great, this is a wonderful town, or do you ever get to experience the town?
Yeah,
The
for
towns that you're in?
sure.
Okay.
I'm an adventure-driven human, so I like every time we're in a city, I like to try, or a town, I like to try and take advantage of what is around. Certain cities that I've really gravitated towards on tour were San Diego. Denver is kind of a second home, and we're headed there this summer. I loved Durham. There have been a few that have really surprised me and been lovely. And then ones that I already knew I loved, like Chicago.
Sure. Now, this is Toledo is one stop where you're not going to be taking any tours around the area because you guys have 8 shows.
In 5 days.
8 shows in 5 days. That's insane. So it's starting today. It's starting today, April 10th. And it's running through the 20th.
Nope, 14th.
The 14th. Well, they have it wrong online. So
we do 8
14th.
shows. We're here only until Sunday night. We do 8 shows in 5 days. We start tonight. Come get your tickets. And that is because we have, it's a big show.
Yeah.
And so they're loading in all the way up until we start tonight.
And you start tonight, running through Sunday. So yeah, you're pretty much you're packed in. You're not going anywhere. You're not exploring the area.
I think Toledo, unfortunately for me and most of the cast, will be a city where we are too busy with that many shows in a condensed period of time to really see too much. And honestly, I think we all need that spare time, that limited spare time to just rest and eat and like recover.
Absolutely. You obviously love the cast that you're with.
I do. We have a really brilliant group of artists here, both on stage and behind the scenes.
What would you say has been maybe some of the biggest struggle that you've experienced in the past 5 years of doing this? What?
Isolation, right? I mean, you're a traveling little bubble. You're working, living with, socializing with the same group, and there's such a beauty in that. And also, there's a frustration because you're isolated from your quote unquote existence that as you knew it. Like all my core best friends, chosen family are back in New York, or you're isolated even in this kind of traveling bubble sometimes because Sven is an isolating role already being that puppet. But then the maintenance to keep it up and balancing other things. I have other jobs on top of this. So sometimes, even though you're traveling with this group, it can still be a certain kind of isolation.
How do you overcome something like that? Because that's very much almost psychological in nature. But what do you do to overcome something like that?
Well, that's not an experience that is isolated to only a traveling artist. Loneliness, isolation, those feelings are human. So no matter what you're doing, you can probably relate to that. And how do you handle it? It's about being aware of it. It's about putting in place when you feel extra isolated and you're starting to feel yourself retreat or pull away, to do the counter action to that. Reach out to someone, make sure you're engaging, touching base with those core people, your family, whomever it is, doing an activity that keeps you in motion so that you don't give into the spiral of whether it be loneliness, isolation, victimhood, whatever it is, because there's so much around you on the other side of that, of the duality that is to be grateful for, to enjoy, to engage with.
You seem very knowledgeable about this. You almost seem like you might be somebody qualified to coach people in this area.
I am also a certified life and leadership coach with my own business, and I am just about to finish my master's in clinical mental health counseling.
Congratulations. That's
you.
Phenomenal. You are obviously, and you know what you're talking about. So not only is he extremely knowledgeable in peak physical condition, what are those triceps like, man? They got to be like made of diamond, right? God.
Hey, try planking on stilts in a 55-pound costume for 2 hours.
I'm going to have to try it. I think I would last maybe 30 seconds. So come out and see Collin as Sven this weekend. It's starting tonight. You can get your tickets at StranahanTheater.com. It's listed in the link below. You don't want to miss this. The traveling production of Frozen. It's like a dream come true for so many people.
Yeah.
Obviously, you and the whole cast. Collin, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Cheers. Come
out and see him. Thanks for watching.